Hello everybody, how are you today? So I wanted to just come on really quickly live and say to you today, I went to a networking meeting this morning before starting at the clinic in Basingstoke, and at this networking meeting we were all given 60 seconds to say what we do. And so it was really good because it wasn't a strict 60 seconds. But it gave a very short time frame to get it succinct and say, this is what I do. And even though it wasn't strict, it meant I could go slightly over 60 seconds. But what I said was this, and I'm going to share it with you now today, just in case you may have never heard this before. And to also let you know that in the context of what I'm about to say to you, I've got one session available this evening at 7:15 in Basingstoke if you'd like to claim that for yourself or someone you know might be in need of the help that I offer. And that's my next availability until Monday. All right, so what I do is I'm an acupuncturist. Okay, an acupuncturist is a practitioner of Chinese medicine. Chinese medicine predates Western medicine by thousands of years. It's a very holistic practice. It looks at you as a whole, body, mind, emotions, and spirit. So when you go to see an acupuncturist, it's like going to see a GP. You can go with any ailment, any body, mind, emotion, or spirit level, malaise, disease, imbalance, disharmony, suffering. And over the years of being this general practitioner of Chinese medicine, I've developed my specialism, which is menopause. And my particular flavour of treating menopause is complementary, very holistic, root cause level, and is for women of all ages. Because actually, when we take this holistic approach to looking after our health, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, then actually Chinese medicine becomes very powerful as a preventative rather than just a cure. Yes, it will cure, but prevention is always better than cure. So the younger we start looking after ourselves in this wholesome way, the easier our sail through menopause will eventually be, and the better our experience and quality of life will be when we age. So instead of suffering in our old age, we'll actually thrive in our old age. And that is what I do. And just wanted to share that with you. What I also mentioned was the fact that Chinese medicine was derived ultimately from observing nature and studying living organisms and how they change and adapt according to the cycles of the seasons. And so it's very much about the now, living seasonally and living in alignment with nature and the universe and our greater purpose. Whereas the Western medical system was derived from the study of dead bodies, essentially. So a bit like a mechanic would look at a car and see a part that's broken and fix it. That's the reductionist kind of Western view that we've all adopted. The Chinese didn't have microscopes, so they didn't look and see tiny, tiny little complex particles and pin a lot of responsibility onto one tiny particle without the consideration of how adjusting that particle may affect the whole of how this organism actually functions as a whole. So Chinese medicine was derived from studying how we as a whole, holistic being, body, mind, emotions, and spirit, interface with the seasons and our environment and of what life demands of us. Do we actually have the reserves in the tank to face the demands that life places on all of us? Okay, and so that's what the medicine that I practice and teach is filling up that tank on every level, not just mind, body, emotions, and spirit, but also qi and blood and yin and yang and jing and prenatal essence, which in the West most people have burned through by the time we get to early adulthood. So quite a lot to think about there, but trying to make that message as succinct as possible. So if you know anyone that could benefit from these types of approaches. There's online availability, in person in Newbury and Basingstoke, and I've got one slot available at 7:15 this evening. So if you want it, or you know someone who could benefit from it, do share and do ask me any questions on anything you'd like a response to, because I love to respond. I live to respond to your questions. So thank you so much for watching. I can see people are literally starting to join now. So go back and watch it from the beginning. I love you, and I'll speak to you again very soon.